Hello everyone! RPG Kingdom Kid here, back with another live stream of Final Fantasy 14. How you all doing today? I hope you're having a great day so far. My day is going to be very interesting. Actually, the rest of this week is going to be very interesting because I'm in the middle of a fucking snowstorm right now, so it's going to be very interesting indeed. So, yay! But anyway, guys, as you all know, I live stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I normally would be streaming Elden Ring, but since the next update for 14 came out, I figured, you know what, I might as well, oh, right, I'm doing the wrong thing. Like, I might as well do the update, because, of course, we're going to do the update. Makes just so much sense. But yeah, guys, I'm very excited for this. And then, of course, guys, I stream... I stream Horizon Forbidden West every Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So, yay. Hubert. But yeah. But don't worry. And there, so programming note, I will not be streaming on Saturday, even if I don't go home, because I'm going to be helping a friend out moving. So, there's that. So no stream on Saturday no matter what. And the reason why I won't be going home now is because this blizzard is supposed to be from Tuesday all the way to Thursday. So, and we got to see what it's like leading up to the weekend. So, yay for that. But I will be back with Elden Ring at least on next week Tuesday, and then next week Saturday as well. There'll be no stream because I'll be out with family. Hopefully, though, weather would be better. So yeah. But guys, I also release videos every single day as well at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, or at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. if it's a day that I'm streaming. Currently, guys, the first video is Stranger of Paradise: Final Fantasy Origin. I am loving that game so much. We're actually getting very close to the end of that game too, so be on the lookout for that. But Monarch wrapped up yesterday, which is usually the second video that comes out. But Monarch wrapped up yesterday, so we have the next episodes of Pokemon coming out, and then after that, it's going to be the Kaito series will be back. So I think that'll be starting on Thursday. All right, Tataru, what's up, girl? Newfound adventure. Andy, how lovely to see you. If you're not in much of a rush, I was about to make a pot of tea. Would you like a cup? Take a seat then, and I'll find us something to nibble on as well. So yeah, this update shouldn't take too long. Like I imagine this being a little under 3 hours, like the other like updates I did post Shadowbringers once I was like fully caught up. So. God, those snacks look so good. I really wish I pre-ordered the Final Fantasy 14 cookbook.
It's so much quieter these days without everyone around.
Yeah, everyone's out doing their own thing. We're gonna be killing the 12 with Grahatia, so that's gonna be fun.
Not that I'm pining for your return, you understand. I have my sources, and I know that each and every one of you is doing well and keeping busy with your endeavors. Meanwhile, I'm left with a surplus of free time and the question of how to make the most of it. What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
Grand new adventure, of course. I'm still mulling over, in my opinion.
I hope you weren't thinking of asking me for advice. Though if you are open to suggestions, I might have one for you. You've fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats. For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while?
Yeah, Newfound adventure.
Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again, and travel the world in search of wonder.
That sounds nice. You're right. Who knows what mysteries are still waiting to be discovered? Where to start? I'll say the top one for this one.
Oh, that's the spirit. I can feel from here the blazing fire that just lit in your belly. Now, all you need is a destination. If you're having trouble deciding, just leave it to me.
Okay.
Favner. That's where you should go next.
Fafnir? Okay.
I doubt you were able to squeeze in a proper tour of Radzat the last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth.
I've been spending
I'm
most of my
sure
time at
Vritra would be
Radzat.
pleased to see you.
Because that's where they got the new shit.
Then there's the bounty itself. The Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance. Just think of all the new experiences you could have.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty?
Ooh, there we go.
As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
Oh, I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world. In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's still a work in progress.
Aw, thanks, Taru.
Shouldn't take much longer now, though, so sit tight and I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
Aw, I really like Tataru. Make sure it has pockets. You're the best, Tataru. I really actually wanted to say make sure it has pockets, but nah, I'll say she's the best.
Stitch in here and trim in there. Knot the threads with love and care.
Aw. I really like Tataru's voice actress.
Just a little more to go. I'm sure you're still brimming with excitement.
God, the treats look so good. Again, I really wish I got the
With
cookbook.
the needle. See how the fabric surrenders to my whims.
Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4 got announced, so hell's fucking yeah. I'm gonna definitely.
Don't worry. I'll make sure
I'm
that
gonna try
Lina
my
has
best to
plenty
maybe
of
come up
pockets
with
for all your little
maybe like
treasures.
record a
I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across.
Hey, come on now. I feel personally attacked there, Tataru. I'm gonna try to do some kind of like an analysis on the trailer. I gotta watch it a few more times and start writing it up and such, so.
Oh, we mustn't
Maybe that's
forget
what
the
I'll work on,
waterproofing. Gods forbid you forget to disrobe before plunging into the sea, or a river, or a piping hot bath.
Again, I'm feeling personally attacked here, Tataru. Yeah, I'll make like an analysis trailer. You can watch my reaction on my other channel. Also, what the fuck? We're going to Pandemonium. No, this ain't Pandemonium. This is probably the ruins under the sea that Hades, Emma Schleck was talking about. Or is this about the 12? Because there's like I think it's an alliance raid. I don't know where it's like you can fight the 12. So.
And thus I am returned.
That's actually what I like about this update is like this update is now going to focus on like what the next what the story is going to be going out. Like this is going to start the path for that. So
Ah, you're awake.
sorry, did I fall asleep?
My apologies. I do get a little carried away with my sewing.
Nah, that's all right.
You seem awfully cheerful. Pleasant dream? Or are you just looking forward to the next chapter of your grand saga? Either way, I promise to provide you with new apparel, and so I shall. If you'll accompany me to the Diamond Forge, we can put the finishing touches on your outfit. Shall we?
I forgot that there's not a run button in this game. Playing too much, Elden Ring and Horizon. And even, like, Stranger of Paradise, because Stranger of Paradise's running button is also clicking the, L stick, like it is for, Horizon. Observe as the artisan refines her piece into a masterpiece. And no napping this time. I only need a moment. You'll see. A little more room on the shoulders. Open up the cuffs. A final adjustments to the hem. Is probably the outfit that is in the art piece. All done. Let's see how it looks on the mannequin. Yep. Well, what do you think? Doesn't it just scream ready for a bold new adventure? I'm so glad you approve. But on yourself, Tataru, thank you. Oh, stop. You'll make me blush. If you really want to thank me, though, all I ask is that you wear this on your travels. Or at least anywhere lots of adventurers might gather. But look at you, a famous hero, and wonder wherever did he purchase those stylish yet practical garments? And before you know it, hordes of new customers will be climbing over each other to place orders at Taru's boutique. I can hear it now. The merry clink clink of gil overflowing from my coffers. Sweet music to my ears. Is that what's her is that what her oh, you even get this stuff too? That's pretty cool. Is that where she'll get her is that what her side quest is? Because like there's a Tataru side quest going on here too, so buggering on merchant empires aside, you must be excited to start a fresh chapter of your life. New places to go, new people to meet. I often wonder how you remember all your experiences and exploits without taking at least a few notes. New Game Plus. Oh, maybe you should start doing just that. You never know when some odd past detail might become relevant. Or if one day you'll take a blow to the head and forget the better part of the past decade. Something to keep in mind in my case. Collection expanded, the unending codex. Though publicly known as the organizer's recipient, Tataru serves as Silence Coinkeeper. A role. Oh, okay, so this. Okay, so it's basically okay. Got people and events. Sons of Seventh Dawn. One was known as Aetherius. An is now available in a collection in the dues section of the main menu. New entries from prominent terms and characters will be added to the codex as you progress through the main scenario quest. Bountiful ruins. As the former recipient and sometimes intelligent gatherer of the science, allow me to offer you a word of advice. Do not expect juicy rumors to simply fall into your lap. Adventurers rely on gossip, and the best place to pick up information are taverns and markets. At present, you only have a broad destination in mind. When you arrive in Thavne, I suggest you explore your options at Myriad's Mayhem, the finest drinking establishment at Razat Han. Challenge the employees, and they'll not only point you in the direction of the local tale tellers, but also share with you the tricks of loosening their tongues. Now I really must be getting back to running my boutique. Enjoy the journey, Andy, and may fair fortune find you. I wish I had more glamour crystals so I could put that glamour over. I don't know if I want to put it over this though. Actually, oh, the portrait feature. And duty support as well. I can now do around Reborn stuff, so that's actually going to be very fun. And that's actually going to be very helpful in terms of like leveling up other missions as well, which I like that other classes. So I think that's going to be very fun. So I've been spending a lot of my time at Razat Han here, just so I could get my stuff, like get the updated stuff, get some higher oh my god, why did no so I can get higher item levels. Bump, 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 bump. Look at the Myriad's Mayhem. Oh, hello, I did not recognize you at first. Are you here alone? Let me find you a table. Ruins beneath the bounty? Should we speak of the sunken treasure vault? We have one regular, a historian in fact, who can tell you all about it. Ah, there he is, Professor Yalhan. I thought I saw him come in. Although a somewhat private sort, the professor is quick to befriend those who share his fondness for the Mayhem's unique beverages. Offer him any drink from our selection, he should happily share everything he knows about the vault you seek. And a few other odd bits besides. Whatever you buy for him is on the house, by the way. If Myriad found out I took coin from Fafnir's savior, she would have me scrubbing pots for a week. Boom, boom, boom. Gotta love where... Yes. Following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any preceding duty fighting regular. You gotta love when you just see, like, when new updates come out, you just see a bunch of people in the same spot. And what do I owe you? Do for you, my Erosian friend? How about a drink? There we go. Well, I certainly want to say no to a drink freely offered. Here we are, one of Myriad's finest. Enjoy. Oh, lovely. Bottoms up. Elian empties the cup in a single pull. That was very kind of you, sir, but I know when I'm being softened up. What is it you want from me? I love how she's standing in the back there. She's like watching. Oh, chasing down that old tail, are you? It does seem to appeal to the adventurers at heart. Now, where to begin? Might I assume you've heard of Alzhar-Dal? He was Khan of the Aru tribe which sailed to Thavnir from the mainland, and a key figure in the history of Razad Han. His decision to aid the Arkasoda is what ultimately won them the war against the Gajasurs, thus allowing our predecessors to lay the foundation for this thriving city-state. The truly fascinating stories, however, concerned his grandson, Alzdal III, who was known for his deeds as sand-trap of Razad Han's earlier days. Some at least attest that the man traveled to another world entirely and returned with glittering riches. Others that he brokered an alliance with a certain worm of the first brood. Then there's the tale of the sunken vault, the one you seem most curious about. According to this legend, Alzdal III claimed a small island somewhere in the middle of the bounty. There he built a structure reaching clear to the bottom of the sea, a deep and secret storehouse, and locked all his worldly wealth within. In the centuries since, wherever natural disaster or hardship befell Razad Han, folk would remember the tale of the hidden treasure. Hardy swords would set out to claim their fortune, but precious few ever made it home. Would you like to hear more? Apologies, I have a slight tickle in... Oh, my cup is empty. Another round for the professor. Ah, I see there's an understanding. You're a sharp one, adventurer. Another for the professor. Oh, today was a splendid day to visit the mayhem. Goes down his new drink with gustos. Well, yes. Those who did return from seeking the treasure all flatly refused to speak of what they saw. Did this discourse encourage others? Nay, quite the opposite. Such accounts only served to feed the legend, and the golden lure grew stronger than ever before. It reminds me of something Azam was saying. Azam's a fellow connoisseur of spiritual portables. Yes, he is. Anyway, he was saying that one of his adequate acquaintances went after the treasure himself. Hasn't been seen since he set sail here. But he did have... no, I can say no more. You seem a generous sort. What kind of man would I be to encourage what is clearly a foolhardy quest? If my words sent you to your death, I can never live with myself. I'm no stranger to peril. Is that so? Perhaps it's your turn to tell a tale then. What manner of dangers have you faced? Oh... the very edge of existence. From anyone else, I'd struggle to believe it, but I recognize you now. You're the hero of the vital days. A drink. I need another drink to settle my nerves. Nay, more of the same, if you please. As you wish, but this one is on your coin, Professor. Drains yet another cup. Anyway, you being who you are, I suppose I wouldn't hurt to share a little more. This friend of Asmund's, he was desperate to buy a treasure map, one which showed the way to the entrance of the vault. Says he could only get it from some merchant. What's his name? I forget. Let's drink a toast to you, my new best friend. Yeah, more drinks! Signal for water instead. Hey, water. Wink. A wink. Your drink, sir. Ah, marvelous. I'm parched. Yeah, when someone gets that far, they sometimes don't even know that they're drinking water. Gulps down the cup of water. That was water. Did you tell her to bring me water? So that's probably for the best. Very kind of you, really. My head will straighten. My head will certainly thank you in the morning. I sign to be overindulged. I'm put to mind of the words of Master Yalzal. Be wary of how much of the drink you swallow, least it swallow you. Forgive me, I will subject you to no more of these unseemly antics. If you want to speak to Asmund, well, as I said, we share a taste of the man's fine spirits. Probably came in as we were talking. I wish you fortune in finding your fortune. Appear to have learned all that Jell has to share regarding the undersea vault. To find out more, you will need to locate a man by the name of Azamah. I'm gonna assume it's all the way over here. Granted, it was the only thing with the thing on its head. Yes, I'm Ozma. Who might you be? I can't even see you! Oh, true, I'm afraid. My friend took a ship out to search for Alzal's legacy, and I've been watching for his tales ever since. Tried to dissuade him, of course, but he refused to listen. All we could talk about was finding that vault. And that look in his eyes, I knew it wasn't common gold or jewelry he lusted for. After he was hauling Alzal's third's overworldly hoard, and his ambition would not be denied. I see it in you too, the appetite for the mysteries and the unknown. But I'll not attempt to turn you from your path. I know too well the futility of that endeavor. So I'll tell you what my friend told me. How he convinced the merchant in the bazaar to give him the rough location of the vault's entrance. Since this merchant, one Zazal, I believe, has selling a map which shows the exact route. And my friend proposes to light for its exorbitant price. With the meager wealth he had, he instead paid to learn that there were ruins of a small island somewhere in the bounty. Within those ruins hides the path to the vault deep below. If you truly intend to seek Alzal's treasure, I suggest you put your affairs in order. I wish things were different, but I do not believe my friend is ever coming home. Woof. Is there someone I know?
Please, Ashal, please! You must let me have that treasure map!
What's all this about?
My mother and father were slaughtered by monsters. My baby sister, still too young to fend for herself. Can you spare us no kindness?
So, you hope to find your fortune? And what? You expect me to surrender my wares for pity's sake? What have you to offer in payment? As I thought. Come back when you've more than rags to your name. This is no mere treasure map. It is a guide to the vaults of Arzadal III, one of the great satraps of Radzat Han, and a direct descendant of Alzadal Khan.
Khan.
A map to Alzadal's legacy?
So he says. A fake, I'd wager.
This is no fake. The parchment is marked with an arcane glyph of passage. You may find the ruins hidden in the bounty, but you won't be setting foot inside without this in your possession. A priceless artifact it is, discovered amongst the rubble in the aftermath of the final days, and lovingly restored by yours truly. This map is the key to fabulous riches, and I'll be the king of fools to simply give it away. Be glad I am no such king, boy. Your scrawny-eyed had never returned with that treasure alive.
Oh, cruel fate! Why must you tempt me with wealth I am powerless to claim? How I shall envy the one who purchases that precious map! Whatever they pay will be but pittance against the golden hoards they stand to uncover.
Hey, Estinian!
What of you, sir? Fighting man of your stature would surely relish the challenge of recovering Alzadal's lost fortune.
A fortune, you say?
If I had but the strength to seize that treasure, my starving sister would never want for food.
I'll take it. Will this cover the price?
Estinian has always been not great with money.
Well met, my
But-
friend. Someone is dressed for adventure.
I'm not wearing the outfit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Why Favner of all places? Knowing you, I suspect there's more to your plans than sightseeing and shopping. Ruins beneath the bounty. Curious. And here I've acquired a map to just such a site.
Does it say you have a new voice actor? Or is he just a little bit different? I don't know. He sounds different.
With that sale, I do believe I've earned the rest of the day off. Thank you for your patronage, sir, but if you'll excuse me.
You needn't mind us.
And now I've fleeced one of the heroes of the final days. Pray the sisters were looking elsewhere.
This map may or may not be genuine. Either way, we'll need a ship to find out for sure.
You seem eager to be underway. He's doing it for the
Lest you
kid.
misunderstand, I seek the treasure not for myself.
He's doing it for the kid, which I like that.
If such a fortune truly exists, then it could help ease the struggles of those who lost their loved ones in the final days. I hope to do for Thavnir what you and Alphino did for the Alamegans when you recovered the Mad King's trove.
Oh yeah, we did do that, didn't we?
Come now. You know Alphino needs little encouragement when it comes to recounting the tales of your shared exploits.
Oh, little brother.
Speaking of precocious lads, that boy in the bazaar was clearly an accomplice of the merchant. Suppose his role was to draw the attention of the crowd and add weight to the merchant's bold claims. Transparent
that
act
way.
for the most part. It was not all mummery. The need to provide for his sister rang true enough. Thus, if some portion of the profits end up in that waif's pockets, then I will consider it money well spent, whether the map leads us to the vault or not.
Well, I guess there's some hope to it.
You are coming along, yes?
Else, yeah! Just naturally.
I thought as much. Now, let's see about securing a vessel.
I'm sure there might be someone we can talk to about getting one. Castilian has been added to the Codex. You will recall I spoke of visiting Thavne at Vectra's request. Well, he finally invited me to a feast. He made his proposal once I was too full of Hannish delight to refuse. He wished me to train the Radiant Host in Lancelot. But that is a tale of another time. What we need now is a merchant who has Thara with a ship fit for the sea, open seas. Bishop is a fisherman by trade, yes? Should head to Alicard to see if he can help us. So there are only 10 missions here, by the way, and we've already done with our second one, and we're just a little over 30 minutes in. We can this will definitely get wrapped up in under 3 hours for sure. Oh yeah, hold on, I got a new mount. So let's check that. So I got a new mount for doing the irregular tombstones for that they had going on. I didn't really catch that they were doing that before the update. I should have known, but oh well, it's not a big deal. I usually only go for the mounts too. I don't really go for the big things unless it's something really good. So, and I guess I should go for the triple triad cards too. My friends, what brings you to our humble village? We need to see what they vessel to seek these ruins. Considering it was their deeds which allowed us to return to fishing, I should think everyone would be glad to chance of pay the favor. Wait here and I will have a boat stocked and ready for you in no time at all. You know, so a little shadow. It's been following us since we left the city. We see you there, boy. Show yourself. Oh, it is you. Do you know how far out of our way we walked so that you not cross paths with some wild beast? I'm sorry, sir, but aren't you the heroes who saved Thavne? You are. I know you are. I've gone and cheated you. I worked for Zalza, you see, the map merchant. It's my job to play the pleading orphan and convince the crowd his wares are worth the price he asks. I'm ashamed of what I've done and beg for your forgiveness. If not for you, my sister and I would never have... Well, we'd be... Enough. I know your game and I paid the price willingly. A fortune purchase, as it turns out. My friend here was seeking those very ruins. What's up? Oh, I kind of overlooked the wrongs I have done you. But there's more you need to know. The map you brought is very real, as is the island shows. However, Zal's selling the information to another customer. Told the man where he needs to search about the ruins, about the vault, about everything. The man sailed out to find his fortune, never to return. You cannot go alone to that place. You should have more friends with you. Maybe even a whole army. Bitch, we are 2 armies combined. Hell, I think that guy over there is like 10 armies. I do not doubt the ruins hold danger, but I assure you, between the 2 of us, there's little we cannot overcome. Please, I cannot bear the thought of... Could invite our comrades. Might need a hand moving the treasure. Now you've kind of made him cry. We might need a hand moving the treasure. So we find any. Still, it may prove wise to bring some companions along the same. The idea of whom to approach, the signs have scattered far and wide since our last gathering. I don't want to say Alize and Alphanon because they're busy with the other thing. Yastola, Kratia and Kryl. I don't know. Kral may have her hands full rebuilding the students, but if you reach out to Graha, he would surely leave you the invitation. Will that set your mind at ease? Yes, if that man is as strong as you. Is he though? Strong, I mean? Well, yeah. What's your name, boy? Mirad, sir. Well, Mirad, your life is yours to live as you will, but I suggest you find a more honest trade if you truly wish to keep your sister safe. I'm not proud of what I do, but what choice do I have? We need to eat and everyone's too busy rebuilding their own lives to bother with 2 grumpy orphans. Wait, boy. I didn't take this roundabout road just to see you end up in some creature's belly, and then walk you back to the city gates. Thank you, sir. Call me Estinian. Wow, that conversation took so long it became daytime during the scene. I shall leave you to recruit Graha. He'll appreciate the invitation that much more, I'm sure. So I recall he was based in the Annex. Someone there ought to be able to point you in the right direction. Let's be off too, Married. Do me a favor and don't stray from the path. Ah, the old Charlian theme. I love this so much. This theme and like the like the instrumental version of the Endwalker song. Oh, look who it is. Welcome back, Andy. What might the students do for you? You know where Graha is at? Graha? Yes, he's in the main hall with Mistress Kryl. They've been holed up there for days. That means go and give them an excuse to take a break. Hello, plans.
Ah, Urgika, my good man.
Who?
Would you be
Have I been replaced?
kind as to...
Have I been replaced, Graha? You wound me.
Oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
What's up?
I wish you had sent word ahead. I thought I was having visions for a moment there.
What are you two working on?
Raha and I have been compiling old records of the students' activities. We were able to locate several accounts in the archives of Numenon, but the bulk of our documents was lost along with the Isle of Fowl.
But what brings you to the Annex, my friend? Surely you haven't come all this way just to watch us shuffle dusty papers around? The treasure vault of Alzadal III.
And you're looking for companions to join you on this expedition. I would dearly love to accompany you, of course, but I'm afraid I'm committed to another task. On the subject of which, I had hoped to ask for your assistance.
Yes, Graha.
Then again, it's not so urgent that it can't wait until you've returned. You should go, Raha. I'll stay here and mind the shop, as it were.
Are you sure? I'd hate to leave
he's
you
so
short-handed.
adorable.
I'm sure. Just try to be back before too many moons have passed.
Well, I guess we're off on another adventure already. Have you asked anyone else to come along? Then might I suggest we invite your Stola? Ever since the Scions disbanded, she spent most of her time cloistered within the Great Gooble Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift. It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlium the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenon. Considering what you've told us of Alzadal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say. Splendid! Then let us head to the archives at once.
Wait, before you go. I have another potential member to volunteer, if you've room to spare. Urianger. He sent the students a request for materials, you see. Treatises on the architecture of treasure vaults and the like.
So are we getting one person from each of that list then?
From what I can gather, the Loperites are looking to make improvements to their own creation and wish to learn more about how we build things down here.
Okay.
So, why not take Urianger with you? Let him study Alzadal's legacy firsthand.
None can deny the benefit of seeing something with your own eyes. If our expedition leader has no objections, I say we extend Urianger an invitation once we've spoken with your Stola.
The more the merrier, I say.
Safe travels, you two. But don't forget, I'd still like your help with that other matter I mentioned.
Right. Then it's off to the library.
So I'm curious. Corral probably has a mission in there now, doesn't she? Oh, she doesn't have a mission. Okay. I thought she would. Maybe it's something that becomes a thing once I continue on. Thought there'd be a closer place, but doesn't seem to be the case. Well, I guess technically that one is a little bit closer at the stadium, but well. Pudding way! Again, I really wish the sprint lasted for at least 30 seconds, not 20. I feel like that's such an injustice that they only... Like, it's a 60-second recharge thing, but they only give it for 20 seconds. They should really at least give it to 30, so it's at least half. Hey, bestie. She asleep? Yoo-hoo. Big summer blowout. Your Stoda. Yoo-hoo.
I've never known Yestola to doze off in the middle of research before.
I love my sitting animation. Good morning, sleepyhead.
Close my eyes for one moment.
And the moment's gone. All we are is dust in the wind. Only for a moment. Sup? Oh my god. Are you okay?
How long have you two been here?
I don't know. An hour, maybe 2. We just arrived.
Did you now? I must have been studying for 2-3 days straight before exhaustion finally claimed me. As you know, I've been researching ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections. Well, looking for hints at least. I don't expect to find a simple set of instructions tucked away in some dark corner of the library. So I've been skimming through the stacks, hoping to uncover even a partial mention of any similar feats in the past. A means to travel between worlds exists, and you can be sure I will find a way to employ it. So I promised Runar, but 'twould seem I've set myself a nigh impossible task.
You needn't be so hard on yourself. The leap I made with the Crystal Tower was not achieved in an afternoon. It was the culmination of a collective effort spanning generations.
Oh, you think me discouraged? I assure you, 'tis quite the opposite. A daunting challenge and the time to sink my teeth into it. I feel like a fresh-faced student again.
A scholar in her element.
Indeed. Was there something else you wish to ask of me? Al-Zadal is no minor figure in Harnish history, and much is known about his family. But this is the first I've heard of a descendant surviving a trip to another world. If those tales are true, then he may have left behind some clue as to how it was accomplished.
Yeah.
An invitation to delve into one of the world's lingering mysteries. As if I could refuse.
Huzzah.
And whence do we embark upon this expedition?
As soon as we get Orionje.
Achiali, by ship. But before that, we thought to extend an invitation to Orionje as well. He was in Thalmazane, last we heard.
Then by all means, let us recruit him, and be on our way.
That robot's like, finally, I can put these books away. Still a hide on the reflection, crystal tower. I wonder if they updated Pandemonium. I got the next thing, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do have it updated, or maybe it won't be updated till after I complete the quest. But that doesn't seem right. I guess they can ride your mounts in this area, which I guess makes sense. It is a pretty big area. Orionje!
Ah, our illustrious champion.
Sup, bro?
Cloaked in the mantle of the common explorer, fame set aside in thy pursuit of simple adventure. I am told a new expedition is in the offing.
It's good to see you as well.
And thee. As ever, thou art the picture of strength.
Be right back. I'm going to get some water.
Busy, I trust.
True to our plan, Thancred and I embarked upon a pilgrimage of sorts, with an eye for gauging the state of those lands through which we passed. Our travels were interrupted, however, by a request for aid from our befurred lunar allies. As you may recall, the Loperites have been seeking new purpose for the moon, another role through which it might serve to benefit mankind. The Forum hath been working to advise them in this endeavor, but I return to offer mine own counsel.
And this has what to do with treasure vaults, exactly?
Ah, you have learned of my predicament from Mistress Cryle.
Alright, I am back. I got some water, and I also checked how it's like outside. It looks like it kind of calmed down a little bit from before I started streaming, so I guess that's somewhat good, but we gotta see from where it goes from there.
Thus, with their newly built wonderland of riches and mystery, they hope to entice all manner of daring delvers to the moon. So earnest and innocent was their desire to bring joy to the world that I found myself powerless to refuse them my cooperation. But what of you, my friends? Why are you come to Labyrinthos?
We want your help.
Fascinating. This is indeed a most fortuitous opportunity. I should be honored to accept thine invitation. How long hath it been, I wonder, when last our actions were not impelled by fate or desperation?
Aye. Though I cherish the Scion's accomplishments, 'tis pleasant to not have the weight of the world upon our shoulders for a change.
Counting Estinian, we number 5 now, yes? Without knowing what traps or perils await unwary feet, we may be wise to refrain from recruiting others.
I agree. Between us, we should have the skills to handle whatever
There we go. We
situation
have.
may arise. Shall we be on
Oh
our
yes,
way?
we recruited 5 people. We have.
What, no time to spare a word for the grizzled old bard?
Oh hey, Thancred. It's like.
All is
yes.
well, I trust?
Now that we have 5 people, you have enough people need
A
to do
wasted
those.
trip, I'm afraid.
Do the
I'd hoped
dungeons
to catch
in
up
case
with
you
a
want to do
former
them as a
mentor while
trust.
You parleyed with the rabbits, but it seems our paths were not to cross.
You're looking well.
That's because we didn't travel by experimental etherite. It's astounding what a lack of nausea does for one's sense of well-being.
Yes, I remember that all too well.
In any case, as we made our way around Ilzabard, we saw that much of the continent was in various stages of chaos.
Lovely.
A certain amount of disorder is to be expected. The final days are over, and the people no longer have a common threat binding them together. That's the thing with these fledgling troubles, eh? You need to keep an eye out, lest they mature into full-grown headaches. So, for what reason have so many esteemed personages seemed fit to gather? Beneath the waters of the Bounty, you say? I see you've already stolen away my traveling partner with the promise of unexplored ruins and scholarly glory.
I mean, if you want to come along.
It is not for mine own indulgence, but rather the fulfillment of my commitment to the Loperates.
The Loperates. And they were roommates.
Of course.
My God, they were roommates.
And if you have Estinian rounding out your group, you'll likely have all the members you need.
Feeling left out? I could put in a good word for you, if you like.
We may have been released from our obligations, but I'll never be free of that merciless wit of yours, will I?
Nope. Nope, we are a found family,
In all
damn it.
seriousness, 'tis best I sit this one out. Too many former scions consorting with one another might be seen as a cause for concern in certain quarters.
Oh shit, I guess that's true.
I'll return to my usual reconnaissance and scout out the situation in the Far East. Feel free to share if you come across any interesting revelations.
Revelations.
Till we meet again.
Bye-bye.
Shall we also hasten our departure? Sir Estinian will wonder what hath become of us.
Alright, triangle. I was like, why the fuck am I not flying? I have to hit triangle, that's why. I forgot what fight this song played for. I sent you to recruit Graha and you return with an entire survey party. Hill Mayus Belge is sturdy enough to carry us all. What he means is we are grateful for the use of one of your precious fishing vessels. We are more than glad for the chance to provide it. I ask only that you take care to steer clear of the reefs and the shallows there. I will keep an eye out. That's good soup. Actually, I think it was a bowl of salad I got. Also, the third. I confess I'm somewhat embarrassed with the tale of his journey to another world escaped my notice. Could it be more than simple folklore? And what of the treasure he supposedly brought back? This undersea vault may hold relics from another reflection. My friends, we should temper our expectations. The map doth promise ruins, but beyond that, we know not what we will find. Not until we find it, aye. So let's dispense with the conjecture and set sail for the vault. Yo, this is a good song too. God, Endwalker just had a fantastic soundtrack. I mean, all of 14 has a great soundtrack, but god damn. Need regular duty. Alrighty, let's do it. Of course, it's gonna be like, boom, like that. So, I like doing it with like with actual people. So I like doing it with actual people. I don't mind doing it with your trust, but still. Well now, this is great. Maybe I should just do it with not other people. Really? You gotta wait 15 minutes? That's dumb. Do not ask. Oh shit, it's a Marlboro. I think I'll just do the any more quests I'll do on my. I'll deal with party members. This song's so fucking good. thief, you shall go no further. That's a big ugly walrus. That's the wrong move. Not paying attention. I was like, oh shit. Probably save the if I ever do this, when I do this again, I should save that my thing for Oh, fuck. We're gonna... I wonder if these things are... Probably some of these things that I'm picking up are not going to be better than what I could have from the things. Mimic. Oh shit, that was it? Or not yet. Looming Warden. Capicule. Okay, that's an interesting thing. You guys wait for us. Got him. That was fun.
What have we here?
'Tis not unlike a Hunnish alchemical furnace in design.
Well, there is one way we might find out.
Stop! You mustn't touch it.
Vritra! Oh, my apologies. Should I continue calling you Varshan?
You may address me as you wish. My nature is no longer a secret. Still, this is not a setting I imagined for our union. Surely you've not entered these ruins as common looters.
Would that we could deny your accusations, but I fear you're not far from the truth.
Great Vritra, might we beseech thee to explain the nature of this strange contrivance?
It was crafted by our alchemists at my behest, for the purpose of sealing something away.
Considering what... I wasn't gonna touch it, but you know, Y'shtola.
Perhaps I should simply show you.
Oh, well, that looks evil. Well, we had an evil thing show up in our dream while we were waiting for Tataru to finish our clothing.
I have lifted the seal, if only for the moment, by an authority only I possess.
A planar fissure?
No,
Planar
my friend.
fissure.
Small though it may be, this is a functioning gate into the void.
Void gates and fissures are much the same thing in practice, in the sense that both allow passage between the source and the 13th. The difference is theologically refers to the circumstances of their creation. Fissures is an incident tear in the fabric between worlds, whereas a void gate is a product of deliberate action. I suspect this is the latter, judging by the elaborate mechanisms put in place to control it. To think a search of material riches would lead to the priceless discovery. The swirling emptiness, it puts me in mind of old friends, not to mention old foes. Your brother's grief. Is this my 5th one or is this my 6th one? I honestly don't remember how many of these we've done right now.
I must admit, I am deathly curious to know how a void gate came to be hidden in the depths of these ruins.
To tell that tale, we must first peer far to the south, and even further into memory. An age 5 millennia passed when the Algan Empire sent an invading force to the shores of Merasidia. The southern people rallied around the commanding figures of Bahamut and Tiamat and fought fiercely to repel the would-be conquerors. With Bahamut's defeat, however, the tide turned against them. Desperate to seize any advantage, the Mercidians resorted to summoning primal entities. In response, Emperor Zande forged a covenant with the Cloud of Darkness, sovereign among the all-devouring denizens of the Void. Thus bolstered by
this is the 5th
icons
one, but
on one side and Void Scent on the other. The two armies clashed in a battle of unspeakable carnage.
Is that like the Cloud of Darkness?
Death, so much loss.
So this is the 5th one that we're on right now.
I consider myself well versed,
but there's no more dungeons, so hey.
Yet, you speak as one who witnessed it happen.
Indeed, I did. I heard Tiamat's roar of defiance and sped toward that war-torn land. Along with my sibling, Ashdaya. We dragons are not male or female as men are wont to classify, but elder sister is the closest a mortal tongue can come to describing what she meant to me. I was the last of our brood to hatch, and Ashdaya cared for me where my sire could not. Thus I was with her when Tiamat roared. I was with her when she journeyed south, and I was with her when she fought against the Void-sent hordes. Yet no matter how many of their vile fiends we cast down, more rose from the abyss to take their place. Faced with an unwinnable war of attrition, Ashdaya risked her all on a final gamble. She plunged through the Void Gate itself to strike at the root of their strength. I tried to follow in her wake, determined to lend what aid I could. But even as I came upon Alag's glittering tower, I saw the rift close behind her. And Ashdaya has been lost to us ever since.
I find I must retract my earlier claim of historical knowledge. Nowhere in the Crystal Tower's archives did I see mention of such noble sacrifice.
That does not surprise me. To Allagan eyes, it must have seemed as if a lone dragon, driven to madness, simply dove through the gate and did not return. For my part, I spent long years searching for the means to reunite with Ashdaya. Until I could search no more. Until Alag was dust, and the arts to open a void gate large enough to accommodate a dragon forever lost.
Yet you have the beginnings of a gate right here, under the control of a harnessed device.
My discovery came before Radzat Han was founded. Though I scoured the lands for a method to cross the rift, it was beneath the sea that I chanced to find a natural planar fissure. It was, however, far too narrow to admit a worm's bulk. Only after our city rose upon the rock, and I could enlist the aid of our talented alchemists, did matters take a favorable turn. Their dedication was beyond reproach. Tirelessly they worked to expand the fissure, and after decades of toil, it finally grew to a size that a child might pass through.
Not long ago, you told us that you called out to your kin, that Ashdaya's answer was silence. I suspect the conclusion to your tale is not a joyful one.
With hope in my heart, I used the simulacrum to cross the threshold. But no, I did not find her. What I found was a host of Void-sent, clamoring around the opening they had sensed. 'Twas but a moment, but enough. I had no choice but to retreat and allow the portal to contract once more.
The gate was a threat to your people. You had to decide between endangering Radzat Han and abandoning your sister. And you chose the latter.
'Twas not that thy siblings scorned thy call. 'Twas that she was trapped beyond a barrier through which neither roar nor dragon may pass. Even now, in the desolate world of the 13th.
I can scarce imagine your pain, yet it was wise not to linger in that place. Too long a sojourn, and even a being of your power risks being warped into a creature of the void.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen this phenomenon before, when we stepped into the darkness.
I remember when Nero turned purple. Yeah. Thought our time had come.
As did I. Were it not for Une and Doga, or Nero for that matter, we might never have made it home.
Right.
Do you remember what happened to Nero? How his wounds allowed the Void's corruption to enter his body and twist his ether? Had it been allowed to progress much longer, I presume he would have been fully transformed.
Then there is little hope for Ashdaya.
Ah, no. I hadn't meant to. I speak only of possibilities.
The
The scales of the First Brood are extraordinarily resistant to ethereal fluctuations. They are the protective talisman's core components after all, and even the corruption I described would struggle to overcome. Of course. With the warding scale in one's possession, one could conceivably survive a stay in the 13th without being warped by its energies.
Be that as it may, it is too late to rescue my sister. 5,000 years too late. And now countless others look to me for guidance and protection. So when I sensed intruders in the ruins, I came only to ensure that the gate remained closed. That, and to secure the treasure, of course. I wish only to forget the rest.
So they managed not only to expand the fissure, but also manipulate it as one might a gate. Astonishing. Is there any chance I could learn more of how this feat was accomplished? I will tell you what I can. First, however, I must return to the High Crucible and arrange to replace the Guardians you so handily destroyed. It will do not to leave the gate undefended. My apologies. We were perhaps a touch zealous in our rush to uncover the vault's secret. If the constructs can be repaired, we would be happy to offer our assistance. That will not be necessary. Much as I retain spare vessels for myself, we can duplicate Guardians on hand for such eventualities, in case we should return to Razat Han. So Void Gates and Void Scent are probably going to be the big things about the story going forth here, I guess, huh? We'll be gathering there not too long. I promise we will discuss the Void Gate further, but first I must attend to the matter of the Vault's Sentinels. As your instruments have no doubt informed you, the Capricorn has been reduced to so much scrap. Please bring a new one out of storage and see that it's conveyed to its host along with some few lesser constructs. Was it tomb robbers? Fiends born from the Tower of Zot? My sisters, do not tell me a blasphemy yet roams free. Oh my, what lovely weather we're having here. Do dum-de-dum-de-dum. Why such guilty faces? Surely it isn't you who are responsible for this. Oh. Well, the details aren't important. I shall see it done immediately. Please don't tell me it's blasphemous people that do. Oh, fuck. With that, the vault will soon be secure once more. And I believe you had questions. Quite a few, in fact, but I'd like to begin with the gate itself. Is it still functional? Yes. Indeed, which is why I saw it sealed with an alchemist forged lock and mortared it with my magics. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason for the vault's construct was to keep the gate hidden from the outside world. So much effort for such a little door. That little door you speak of leads to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. That said, in its current state, it would emit only the lowliest of voice scent, and from this side, no man would be able to pass through. No man? Should think Galvano would fit, given a firm enough push? Physical size is only one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etheric density of the soul in transit. And yet you succeed in expanding the dimensional portal, ascending your simulacrum to the 13th. Thanks to my brilliant alchemist, I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead I bade them devise a means to control it. After much experimentation, they accomplished the impossible, a method which convenes by which my magic could manipulate the fissure and transform it into a servable gate. By a process has long since been forgotten. Once I had given up searching for Azada, there was no need to preserve such extraordinary and dangerous knowledge. Thus has the gate lay dormant for years uncounted. The home passage to the 13th was made relatively simple thanks to the Crystal Tower. An ancient mechanism channeled the tower's vast stores of energy to open a void gate, one bound to the convent made by with a cloud of darkness. Once that solid entity was beaten back, however, the convent was broken, and the doorway served from its connection to the void. Theoretically, it should be possible to reconnect the gate by forging a new pact with another void sent, but such deals usually end in betrayal and death. In any case, we should attempt to gain an understanding of the bounty gate. Mayhap you can resume the search for your sister. As I have already explained, I put those futile hopes to rest centuries ago. My place and my duties here now. I had meant to ask, what prompted such development in the first place? So Sting's idea, see if the legends were true. Ah, you have seen the fabulous wealth from the stories and it's quite real, if not its remote origins, but I'm afraid I must assert a prior claim. I've been aiding to that trove for years, little by little, but the time has come to spend it, that I might avail my people's suffering. Then we are of one mind. We had no intention of taking it for ourselves. Isn't that right, my friend? Ah, yeah. Yes, Your Stola. Your Excellency, would you object if I were to conduct a closer examination of the gate? I will make no attempt to open it, of course. You owes a debt that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask me, you shall have it. You are most generous. I shall take full advantage of your permission. Not that I could join thee in thy study, but the Loparites would be anxious to receive my reports. I beg leave of you. I must be off to Charlian as well. Mistress Carl is eager to speak with you about that request, so please come back to the axe as soon as you are able. Farewell for now. Again, discuss my finds once I return. You'll not be rid of me so easily. I'm fine with that. We now undertake the Chronicles of the New Era quest series, Myths of the Realm. Speak with the freshly faced students at the Beldosian Annex to accept the first quest. Ah, that's Myths of the Realm. That's the thing with the 13 or the 12, whatever they're called. The part of this will be decide how best to put the riches to use. Will you lend your assistance in these deliberations? Of course. ability. And you know, are in this together. I will follow his example. So we're done with 5 and we're just under an hour. Meanwhile, elsewhere, in some bullshit. Ah, that's a throne fitting for me. Chaos. No. No, that armor looks familiar. Please don't be who I think it is. Please. Please don't let me be who I think it is. Maybe it's not who I think it is. I thought that was Xenos. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So I sensed the breach of the gate, but it was not inside from this side. It was open from the other side. Oh shit, we're actually almost 2 hours in. Whoopsie. I too felt it. A rare occasion, yes. But such a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand. Our journey is upon us, the coming of which we have waited for nigh on 10,000 years. Do not let it slip our grasp. Yet we must not underestimate he who bests in the cloud of darkness. Even restrained by the convent, the cloud was no evil wisp to be dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. Ah, let them come. I will drown the world and watch the flesh and gasp for breath in its final moments. Your is honorable, but forget not our cause. Think back to our struggles beneath this sunless sky. Remember why we cede not our will to fight. It is time we set the war in motion and win redemption of our star. Ooh, boy. Begin. If we are to spend the treasure wisely, then we must first determine which groups will benefit most from monetary assistance. Some of my citizens may find it intimidating to speak with the Santrap directly, so I would ask that you act in my stead. And you are to visit Akia and Yelverman. Speak with Master and his people and listen to their grievances. Bastidian, I bid you do the same in Palkistan. I will be conducting my own inquiries at the Gangstalt grounds. Once you believe you have ascended the needs for the populace, we can reconvene at Mega Hadun. Well, there's definitely a quest that takes place over here. $575. Is that better than anything I have on me right now? Some of it, but I'm definitely gonna get better stuff if I keep getting the goods. Oh, I'm so glad you see you return unharmed. You finished with the boat yet? Anything the village desperately needs. Well, I suppose Kozlo's loss hit us the hardest. The trying to find buyers for my fish, but although I sell a few here and there, it's much more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. For now, we're just banding together as best as we can. Greetings and welcome, traveler. If this is your first visit to Fafnir, then you must have special armor lasse. Its refreshing zest cannot be beat. What could be a wonder cost, you wonder? Normally I part with 3 bottles with a generous price of 19,800 gil, but for you I'm willing to go as low as even 10,000. You'd be practically stealing from me. I am not Estonian. As a horse, my friend. The world may no longer be on fire, but we are still sifting through the ashes, so to speak. Sister, spare me. We might as well have that ugly tower back in the scant few travelers we see these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local prices, I tell you. If I didn't charge the odd adventurer a small fortune of afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for scraps in the streets. How fare the ports? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? Trade routes are open once more, but now the danger is past, certainly. No small number of merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short term. And to that, the sales we lost in the Newfound days, and it's little wonder the flow of exports is no more than a painful tickle. Consul and his consortants were still with us. I'm sure he'd found a way to turn our fortunes around. Now that was a man who got things done. God's rest his soul. Back to Razat Han. My advisor's returned. Just made it back myself. Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the land in a fraction of the time. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling to say the least, and there are few places I can enter comfortably without risk of flattening some cart or stall. Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of Pakistan were unanimous in their reply. They were surviving. Resources were stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they preserved some assistance from Yelderhamond. From what I understand, they have always been an independent community, hunters and foragers and the like, and I was assumed that the jungle provided for their needs, for the most part. Pakistan has weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself had good news and bad. The Kwame men were curiously optimistic, having just sold a full wagon of giant skull to a foreign trader. But such visitors are few and far between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Fafnir has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated. Its prosperity depended on a steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade so we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what have you learned in Alchemy and Yeldamund? That one dude who fucking... Yeah. I see. Without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman might struggle to offload his daily catch. Which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ships and shortages of able-bodied sailors in Yildimal. I am reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea with the beast sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale, repeated over and over. So many lives lost. Mm-hmm. Enough grief to drown in if we let ourselves be overcome, but we will not. Andy Estinian, I will consider the prosperities you've brought me and desire a plan to help my people comfortably confront this adversary. Come, I would like you to be in attendance when I announce the proposal to my assembled functionaries. Woo! I just realized I never done like that quest line for that we did during the final days that we got announced. It was like, hey, here's a quest line for you depending on what classes you are. I should probably do that at some point.
The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Al-Zadal's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. Made aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul. Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlamad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Karzal's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind. A simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
Taxes. Levy them on trade profits in exchange for investment. Takes a village. Fuck, man, I hate... Why do you have me to pick these things for you? I don't know how to run a country.
Of course. We must all look out for one another. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Al-Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage. Such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
Something with Kazel seems appropriate. When honor one of your most successful merchants.
A successful merchant? I believe I see thy reasoning. Karzal should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores. Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Kalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
This bodes well for that boy. Mirad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Kalzal Foundation. Nabdeen, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor. Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. Reminded of Ishgard.
Let's get some soup. Oh, that's potato pancakes. I don't care then. You wanna go back home to Ishgard? We got 4 left, guys. Thank you for putting forth Kalzal's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy honored. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from Archon Y'shtola. She asked that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Understood, thank you. Y'shtola must have finished her study of the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. I thought the sign shop would be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have been the well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Aliwa assumed the office. They understand what needs to be done. And I'm curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish. Allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. Come Run swiftly and bleeding of Ember. Yeah, these ones right here at the Hall of the Radiant Host. Those are the class-specific missions. I'm getting a little laggy here. I think it's back to normal now. Sweet.
Right, here we all are.
Well, yeah.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics.
Yes.
From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them. Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first. You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world.
Makes sense.
The magics tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway. Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Then what of the many voids found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
An excellent question. Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power. To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate. The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact.
Be right back.
Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner. Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first. And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Void Sense physical form is left behind in the 13th. Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse.
I think the storm kind of picked up a little bit outside. It's a little more, but I still don't think
only
it's
the
terrible
boundary
yet.
between the source and the 13th so fragile. So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
No. The danger is too great.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Were you not listening to my tale? Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th, and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much improved.
Hells yeah. So much for taking it easy. Oh well.
Since when were you one for the quiet life?
You know me so well.
Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands.
Hell yeah.
That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single Voidsent will be allowed to threaten Radzat Han, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daemir was overseeing the project.
Daemir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
Ah, yes.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made void scent.
A man-made voice scent?
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daemir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
With Gra's favorite place to sneak around.
Indeed. Numenon's restricted stacks may very well hold a copy. In which case, I say we head directly to Charleon.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves, I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. I still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Kalzal Foundation.
Okay, Athenian, bye-bye.
Let us be on our way as well.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
Ah, Vetra. It's all right. Ish. I wonder how many of these people were here before me and after me. If we're to enter Normandy's restricted archive with a minimum of fuss, then we must secure the permission of the Forum. First, however, we should need to enlist the cooperation of a member to broach the matter on our behalf. Who do you think might be inclined to assist us? No one springs to mind. Lord Starless Montenegrini. He did come to Gra's defense in an inquiry after all. 'Tis settled. Let us head to Phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us once more. appreciate. I apprenticed to Master Montoya at the age of 7 and labored under her tutelage for a full decade. Never had a chance to attend a stundium, neither banquet as I recall. Soon after Master Louis Swat took me in after the streets, he was planning to take care of another Archon. He was a righteous and particularly educated in the arts of espionage and survival. Sometimes wonder what my life might have been like had I pursued studies here instead. Oh, that does sound lovely. Afternoons with friends spent sipping tea and debating theories. Still, I won't give up my time with Master Montoya for the world. The dark cave I studied in was about as far from the bright area halls of the academy as one could get, but it was a wondrous, magical childhood nonetheless. Oh, back to school. Back to school. To prove that I am now a fool. Ah, visitors, and quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? Pray forgive the intrusion, Scarleon, but we were hoping you might help us secure permission to enter Nomian's restricted archives. Oh, no forays into the stacks this time, eh? I applaud this newfound sense of property, yet it is all this wide world of comparative secrecy. What so compels you to disturb the vault of forbidden wisdom? Void gates. Fascinating. I had no such idea a technique existed. I wouldn't be surprised if you had. If my assumption is correct, the research left behind by House Damnia was laying dormant in Charlene's archives for many centuries. And if you unearth this research, what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over to the void. That is, in fact, precisely what we intend. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift, for one, that might keep my word to a distant friend. Sentiment aside, I have journeyed to the end of existence. I have heard, felt, and thought endless about the truth of our world and the echoes of its future. Yet I want to understand everything, to unravel it all down to its very last secrets. What scholar worthy of the name will enforce open a void gate or two if a grand revelation was the promised reward? Marvelous! An audacious proposal worthy of Master Montoya herself. And after hearing the whys and the wherefores, I, for one, do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. I see no reason not to present your request to the forum's consideration. Although your petition would be rather received if you also had the support of another well-placed acquaintance. Why, Master Fauchelevent, of course. Can hardly ignore the earnest request from his dear children's most trusted comrades. I was hesitant to approach him directly, but there's no denying that having Master Fauchelevent on our side would tip the balance in our favor. Very well, we will pay a visit to the Louvier residence and plead our case. Ah, yes. One last thing before we go. I would consider it a proposal favor if you might share with me the discoveries you make in the void. My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours. I'd wager so if you could see your way to indulge an old man's curiosity. Of course, Sarlarge, we will be sure to pass on any revelations. See, that's what I was thinking at first. Is like, are we gonna go to Alphinaud and Alize's father? That's not the door. I wonder, can I use the crystals to travel there, or do I need to just hoof it? That's not a big deal either way, I suppose. I do not understand the chat that's going on right now. You said a bad word. Sup? Ah, Master Ande, Mistress Yustola, how may I be of service? You've come to speak with Master Forchelant. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the Master is in residence. I shall inform him that he has guests. This one might take a little over 3 hours. I highly doubt we'll get to 4 hours. Oh well. Amelicia would invite you inside for tea, but I assume this is not a social visit. You have some matter of import to discuss. And pray proceed. You have my full attention. Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Scholar Malchon expressed much the same sentiment. Sir, you will not attempt to circumvent the form's authority again, unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You understand that the restricted archives are restricted for good reason, yes? If no pressing need exists, then why risk the consequence of employing the forbidden knowledge? For a brother who misses his sister, she was his guardian, his friend. A selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. But the brother has given up on thoughts of reunion, spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over a people yet healing from the flames of the final days, loyal to his duty while betraying the longing of his heart. 'Tis no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but it feels a worthy cause to pursue all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved ones and spent years in research to prevent it, surely you appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Ugh, you gotta dig that knife in that hole, huh? Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experiences in the first should construct a fair exchange for our cooperation. Do not celebrate just yet. The form must still be convinced. I will add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Baldosian Annex. I think I can use the crystals, but... oh well. Who wants a Subaru when you could have a maiden offer you an Accord? Oh my god. Boo! Boo! So, what did the form decide? To put bluntly, Master Mitoya has burnt some bridges here in Charlian and salted the earth for good measure. When it became clear that our student was the proprietor in question, well, no few members voiced their discontent. Then the chamber was reminded, in uncertain terms I might add, of the incredible debt we owe you and your companions. Of course he's the one that did it. That served the science the grumblings and stiffen a few spines, and it was agreed that allowing you entry to archives was the least we could do in return. That's wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes. Well, I'm sure you are aware this permission was not extended lightly. But in knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution, and there will be repercussions if it is not. Who is that person? Wish you well in your endeavors to bid you good day. There's a person there, so they're gonna come up to us or something. Ever the same, that one. Uncompromising? Aye, the very stonks is exactly what Charlene needed to guide it through not one, but 2 exoduses. Oh, you're just a mender. That went rather well, I think. As a child, I dreamed up any number of schemes of getting my hands on those forbidden tomes. Now I can simply walk in through the door. Our focus will be finding House Demir's research notes, of course. But the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little giddy. You'll be heading directly to the archives from here, I presume? I presume correctly. Then you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It seems it's been instructed to grant you access to restricted sections. Excellent. Once again, we thank you for your help. Oh, it was my pleasure, believe me. May you find the knowledge you seek. Shall we? We got 3 missions left. This one and 2 more, so. I think this set of instructions I laughingly imagine may actually exist, but yalms away from where you found me napping. If I had known of Alzea III's exploits sooner, I could well have saved myself days of research. Even Chillon's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must needs to be flexible of mind and look beyond conventional wisdom. A lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. A wind-up anima! Oh my lord, I kind of want one. Archon Yasella and guests identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Follow me if you would. Watch your step, and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. This music.
If House Demir's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
Today in a world not my own, I met the most beautiful void-born creature. She was sullen like her ravenous brethren, eyes blazing not with hunger but trembling, like a countless flame thread to flicker out at any moment. I wonder if she is even the proper word. Such discussion seems inconsequential, insignificant even. What matters is the love I feel for the inquisitive transcendent being. Though you are tempted to read more, this does not seem to be the volume you seek. Damn. The following pages detail an adventure method for manipulating rift span apertures as devised by Newfound, 9th Patriarch of House Demier. These research notes that the facility surrounding Stonian is both a token of our friendship and an express of our boundless admiration. If you have located Forbidden Tome Seek, your soul will need to make the final confirmation. Aw, man, that kind of sucks. I literally found the right one I needed. Oh well. Have something you'd like to show me, do you? My apologies. I flipped open but a single book and was completely absorbed by the contents. Well done, Andy. I think you may have found our prize. Yay! I really like the gloves I'm wearing, by the way.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damier's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about. Among the ranks of the Voidsent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures, a talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings revealed that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate. Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos. How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Voidsent, has been discussed among academics for years now. Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales. And still, House Damier went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive. It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for.
I know, it was literally the second one I looked, so...
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves. Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
As much as I would love to start crafting the Atmons, I'm afraid this is far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a Hazian alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in our House Domino project. Our business just concluded for a moment. Please pass on our regards to the form. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge in more forbidden literature, I will be here. Pardon. Patron mode disabled. Security mode engaged. Anyone could help us. Nadania can. I say we return to Daphne and look for her at the Great Work. Your story tells me you are approaching the most fascinating study, and that you want me to be a part of it. I have no doubt you'll be interested. This research log should speak for itself. Will it now? By the sisters, this is mark of House Damia. I never knew such works existed. You should. It was subsequent to the norms, restrictions, archives, after all. It was, but that means every word within is forbidden knowledge. Forbidden tome with forbidden research, and you put it right into my unsuspecting hands. I can hardly wait to read it. To think that Damien were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations have been lost to the centuries, I wonder? Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you help us build a new mock Atomos? I say yes, 1,000 times yes. Work on a Demea project that had been even the roundabout scholars of Charlian trembling in their sandals. No alchemist of the Great World could resist. You are a woman after my own heart. Oh, I suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big mouth simulacrum once we built it? Unspeakable horrors! So there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Today is the day for revelations indeed. If the purpose of our man-made optimists is to expand this hidden portal, then I will need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rifts, spinning apertures is not the sort of thing you can attempt to do without first taking into account every single factor. Then by all means, accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly, once we finish gathering the components I require. Charlian's markets provide a raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I might need help obtaining a small quantity of Australian infused water. For such a liquid, you need to go no further than the font of Maya. The Aztecs of old once favored the place of their meditations, and the water which the pools are now known for alleviating the flow of ether. That sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill a flask at the pool, I will petition Vatra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without an authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about then? We meet back here in Nome. Yeah, the flask for me. Yes, this should suffice. Thank you, Andy. Void theory. Look who I came across. Asinian seemed in need of a diversion, and we, in turn, may have need for his lance. Right then, now to our little party is assembled, let's make our way to the ruins. We'll meet of Mesta's boat again. Not this time. Not this time. Once you're so informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Ayakael. Your Excellency is ever the gracious host, shall we? Let's discover a new location. I really like the music that plays for this. Ship is yours to command. Oh, thanks. We set sail at once. Oh, this is so exciting. Azadal's legacy. To see the truth of the legend with my own eyes. All aboard to the treasured vault.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
What is it you're doing now?
There is something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Gra has theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Might as well go myself. Maybe send a familiar?
Very good. I see you've been paying attention. As Vritra sent his simulacrum, so too shall we rely on a familiar to bear the brunt of any unpleasant consequences. Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same. I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
What does that mean?
I mislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born.
Is it someone that we know or something that I know? Well, I guess we'll find out.
Water, water, froth and foam!
Oh.
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Now, Estinian.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
It was adorable. Aw, look at those cutie things. Uh-oh.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate. I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual.
I love her.
These two should serve
God
as well.
damn it. I think I have in my head canon that, you know, I did break up with Lise because of everything that went on and everything now, so.
And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
Ah, yes, of course.
Sorry, I was just taken aback by this strange phenomenon.
We should
that
also
you
be
did.
wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nadana safe from harm.
As you say.
You had best be on your guard as well. Oh, are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know. Let us begin, shall we? void.
Daniel's so excited.
I think we've waited long enough. Nixies, return to my side.
One looks fine, the other not so much.
Thank you, little one. You did well.
Poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
We're out of time. I must reseal the Void Gate.
They're coming through!
In the name of Alzadal III, I bar this door unto the void.
Ooh, okay.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium. Rest now, little ones.
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem.
So
But
then
while
that
our
means I'll
second
be fine
Philomere
because
was
I should
untouched
have
by
Heidelin's
void
blessings
energies,
still,
the
even though
talisman
she's not
itself
around.
shows signs of
Right?
degradation.
Do I still have that?
It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition? I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way. But first I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could, if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives? Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
We will see you back in the city then.
What the heck, YouTube? What do you mean you're not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream? Fuck you. And that's that. Alright, time to do the last quest. Sun job's duty. Once Nadania succeeds replicating the mock Atomos, the door into the 13th will be ours to open. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside us? I realize this is more my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the void myself. Might we discuss this later? There's something I must do first. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Shall we proceed with our other preparations then? As we saw, the warding scale can be effective to protecting the bearer from other sources of aether corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the void's influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think that is a problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemists who created. Who do we know who excels at this kind of structural augmentation? Garland Ironworks? An excellent suggestion. As I recall, Sid himself is no stranger to the void and its violent energies. With his experienced hand in the helm, I have every confidence that the Ironworks can strengthen the warding scale. Come. Let's visit the operation in Rago's Reach and commission their best and brightest. Ah, it's been a while since we've been to Rago's Reach. Oh, sweet. It takes me straight to them. Huh. Yeah, I gotta go around at some point just to like do all the blue things just so I can get these dungeons. Andy, what brings you to the Ironworks? We have a commission for you and your president, actually, assuming he's available. Mr. Sid, certainly let's see if he's a moment free. Hey, yo, Sid. What up? What's up, Sid? I don't mind this, Sid. I know why a lot of people I think don't like him. Is it because of 1.0? Pleasure as always, I hear you have a job for us. Or do people like him in 1? I don't remember. Into the void to find a lost dragon. That sounds almost precedent compared to your last adventure. Also, I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after Meteon in that bloody mess. Alright, let's take a look at this talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation? It seems some matter of corrosion has set in around a scratch on its surface. Much of its void corruption seeps into Nero through these wounds. In which case, our best bet may be to simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. How might we achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but I'd be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate command balance. Far safer to dress it in armor. We'll construct a protective casing, one utilizing metals alloys with high ethereal conductivity, so as to not impede the talisman's primary function. Suit of armor, as you said. Nero has compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with the design just to be sure. If only it wasn't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols. I swear I've never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the practicals. Understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final results will doubtlessly be worth the wait. Ha! The Harper will be ducking Jessie and her construct barging of demands while we sneak around doing the fun stuff. We'll see what we can do. I think we can leave the rest of the Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the Great Works and see how Nadania is getting on with that mock Artemis. There's a lot of things that just popped up.
Hey, Stola! The adjustments are going well, I hope?
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Alzadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components. And I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial Atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
And were you not also fearless, heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Sir Estinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire? We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet...
Now you listen to me, Varshan! You are wearing that face, after all. As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again, too.
Ooh. To protect them well, you must take heart.
Take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you. And here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ashdaya nor Radzadhan. My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavne for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Take care, and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
Aww. You seem surprised to see. For Lone Wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Vetra reach this conclusion. Just for the greater good. The worm's thundering sighs were keeping his citizens awake at night, and had travelers believed the place wrecked of some unnatural storm. But of your own answer, then. You seem disciplined to venture into the void. When I was on one with Nidhogg, his vengeful thoughts were my thoughts, his endless rage my rage, and the soul-chilling grief he nursed for Ragna's death. I would not wish such agony upon a foe, let alone a friend and ally. If there is a chance we can spare Vetra that pain, then I will follow you. Usual crew we have here. Any other former Scions we should call upon? Just the four of us? An unusual crowd that we have here. Indeed, but perfect for our purpose. I should think I'd rather not bother the Scions with Ankh less than a dire threat to the star. Now onto the specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light was halted before the devastation was completed, the 13th has been utterly submersive by darkness. My plan, as such, is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. It would be more convenient had we more men of the base camp nearer to the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let's reconvene outside Megadon. Here we go, guys. Here's the last of the mission. And so we will require suitable accommodations. Might we make something available for our guests? All the chambers are previously hosting the great mounds of treasure we carried to the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make a room or two ready for habitation. Good. Please inform me when you've completed the arrangements. As you heard, we will have you settled in Magada in due time. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourself to aid me in my search for Azdaj. Provide comfortable quarters is the least I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. The gods only know how long our explorations might possibly take, or what our chances of success might possibly be. Succeed or fail, I am grateful for you to convince me to make the attempt. On that note, I will return to the great work and lead what help I can to Nidanya. If your preparations to make ere we venture to the 13th, now is the time. Oh, I use my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant host to pass the time before we depart. You know what this means to me, Andy, but my purpose needs not consume you as well. We'll head into another world. Find what joy you can in the experience, for you are a traveler, an adventurer at heart, this I know. Meanwhile, some bullshit. Meanwhile, on the 13th, like I said, some bullshit. Looks like someone different. Please don't be Xenos. Or if it is, when we fight him, let that be the last time we ever fight Xenos. Let the motherfucker die. I don't think that's Xenos.
To be swallowed, bereft of senses.
Oh boy. Let paths unwalked, adventure spur. Pulse quicken, spirits stir. Newfound adventure. Alright guys, we did it. Now how about before we end here, I actually wanna inventory. I actually want to see what I look like wearing the new clothes. Not bad. I think I look really well, if I do say so myself. But guys, like I said, that's gonna do it for this stream. It did take a little bit longer than I thought it would, but that's usually the case. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this stream, whether you watch the live archive here on YouTube. I don't know when the next time we will be back into 14. But I hope you guys enjoy your time playing this game if you guys have played it. So, yeah. I like this game a lot. This is such a fun game, and I can't wait to, like I said, I can't wait for the next update, whenever that may be. It took around roughly 4 months for this one to be here. So if 6.2 comes out in 4 months, or 6.11, whatever it's called, that when the next story happens, I will do that. So I have a lot of stuff to do before then. I would like to, like I said, I would love to get all of the equipment that I need to get over here. I'd love to get some of that stuff, so I'd have to continue getting some of these tombstones of either these kinds, or actually I've been focusing on these one, Ostomony. So, but there's a way I could get them. I guess I could just do, where was it? It was in the trust, right? Or what was it? It was in the, I can't remember. Duty support? Yeah. If I do the dead ends, that'll give me these stuff. So if I keep doing that, and same with this one. So hey, there's a way I can kind of do it. So that'd be great. But like I said, guys, that's it for this stream. I will be back on Thursday with a stream of of Horizon Forbidden West. And I'll be back with Elden Ring on next week, Tuesday. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on Thursday for some more Forbidden West, and next week, Tuesday, for some more Elden Ring. I can't wait to get back into that game, too. But, of course, guys, please enjoy Pokemon. Pokemon will be coming out today and tomorrow, and then we'll be going back into the Kaido Files on Thursday. And enjoy Stranger in Paradise as well. We had a good episode come out today, and there's going to be a lot of good episodes coming out in the future, so be on the lookout. All right, guys, thank you again for watching, and I will see you all in the next stream. Bye!